Hello everyone and welcome to your RTV Africa. I'm your host Ben Jeju. I have a pleasure to introduce my friend, my brother, Victor Adukunu, who's the president of the Togolese Diaspora. And in my right, I always have a pleasure to introduce you, my brother, my friend, Pap Samba Joe, who's the secretary of the GAA, Gambian Association of America. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna start with you, Victor. You, as a president, you have been done a lot for the Togolese diaspora and even African community. Can you tell us a little bit about your diaspora and how do you guys come to organize this kind of association to lead all the community toward what we're looking for, which is success in the United States and back home?
Oh, thank you, Ben. It's also a great pleasure to be on this podium. First of all, my name is Victor Adukunu, as you said. I am the president of Togolese Diaspora in the United States. For those who don't know Togo, Togo is a tiny country between Benin and Ghana in West Africa. And we are more than 16,000 in this country, in the United States, and more than 4,000 to 5,000 Togolese live around Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. So we have this initiative because we have local organization, local association, and also sometimes ethnic organization. But we found that we are not as connected as we should be, and we are missing a lot of opportunities in this country. And we came to this initiative to put all organizations together so that we can work as a network where we share information and where also we share our concern, where we celebrate the success and also we mourn those who are in pain. And that's where we came from. So it's a work in progress to make sure that all Togolese, wherever you live in this country, you know that we have an organization called Togolese Diaspora in the United States. We have a website and we are sharing information and to help each other to achieve American dream. Yeah.
So now, when we talk about the Togolese diaspora, does that mean that you get all the association into one entity, or it's just like a whole entity that get all the Togolese?
No, we are working on two directions because we have a lot of Togolese who don't belong to any association. So we are gathering them also to be part of Togolese Diaspora Association. And we work also for the leaders who are already leading or the organization or those who are already organized in the association.
Mm-hmm.
So we connect all leaders and those who don't belong to any association to make it a big
entity,
federal entity,
right, and give a chance for everybody
to participate.
All right, interesting. Yeah. Thank you. And Pap Samba, how you doing?
I am great.
All right. So GAA, known as Gambian Association, American Association.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you so very much for this opportunity to be here to have this important discussion, and to also thank my friend, my colleague here, Victor, for sharing this podium. Like you alluded to, my name is Pap Samba Joe. I am the secretary of the Gambian American Association. And the Gambian American Association is an association of Gambians in the Metro DC area. Mm-hmm. Actually, we used to have 3 different organizations in the community, but we decided that it was important for all of us to collaborate our efforts, collapse it into one, so that we will be able to do what will be in the interest of our people. And this was how we came up with the Gambian American Association. And interestingly, I was elected president when we made the collaboration together. Now I am the secretary. We've been in existence for a while now, and we do a lot of stuff. And they range from helping people who want to bury their death, to organizing graduation programs for Gambians in our community who've graduated from college or high school to celebrate their achievement, to back to school program where we buy book bags and other backpacks and other school materials and give it to the kids whose parents may need that help. But we also have scholarships program in the Gambia where we help needy students with programs. In fact, we've adopted schools in the Gambia, in Bondali, a village in the Gambia, where we go and give kids the things that they need. And we also engage in other stuff, like there was a flood that happened, I think it was in 2011, where the GAA decided to work with all other subgroups in our community, the Gambia Christian People's Association, the Muslim Association, even the embassy, the Gambia embassy, and we were able to raise a lot of funds together with a lot of materials that were needed and ship them back homes. And when the Ebola outbreak happened, we also went back to work. We collaborated with Gambians who are in the healthcare system. We were able to raise a lot of stuff to help our country to be able to prepare for the Ebola, even though it had not reached the Gambia yet, but so that at least even if it did, that they will be well prepared to do that. And these are just some of the things that we do. So we try to do a lot, you know, for our community. And then wherever an opportunity presents itself, we are never shy away from the challenge. We'll always try to face the challenge and do what would be in the best interest of our community.
Now, you touch on about a very interesting topic, which I think is the key of any success in the world today, which is education, especially for the kids. So how do you guys come up with this kind of initiation, which you say, you know what, we're going to first target education and basically for the young people?
Yeah, that was, we will not take the whole credit for that because it's not something that we, it was not an original idea. But one thing that we, the GAA, do not shy away from doing, if we see something being done by somebody else and it works, we don't have a problem adopting it.
Right.
And we felt that one of the greatest things that can happen to a community is for you to celebrate the good aspect of your community.
Absolutely.
And this is why we said, listen, these kids are going to college. They are graduating. We do not care whether you have a PhD, master's, associate, high school graduation, or whatever. We'll all bring you together. You come with your cap and gown. We'll invite a successful Gambian. You know, it isn't because if you look at the Gambia, our people have been one of the earliest immigrants to the U.S. So we have a lot of Gambians who are university lecturers and all these things, even though we are a very, very small country. So we would invite them to have an other commencement. This is not your school commencement, but the community commencement program, where we'll invite an important personality who will come, deliver a speech. There will be a lot of food, there will be a lot of music. So people would, you know, there is nothing greater than to be a parent and see your child who has achieved so much to be, you know, embraced by the community.
Absolutely.
The sense of pride. And when you do it, you are also telling the younger ones, hey, if you do good, you will be celebrated here. And we have an annual magazine that we published, and the graduates, their pictures would be featured in the magazine. And all that, you know, we have it on our Facebook page, on our website, and all these things. So it's a great thing. And those are some of the things that we do. And when it comes to the other aspect, that is the school backpack give back, because sometimes we forget that people in our community also struggle to be able to help their kids go to school. So we decided, you know what, this may not be a bad idea to take some of our funds, buy the school materials, give it to the kids, tell them we value your education, but also in the process help the parents to at least be thinking about bigger things when they don't have to struggle to send their kids to school. So we value education very much because a strong community is an educated community.
So if I get back to you about what you were saying earlier, if I understand, it's just like when people graduating from the Gambian community, you just pick them from any kind of university or college and then set a day where they came and get all, and now the process is going to be specifically in the hand of the organization, right?
Yes, and we work with the parents.
Okay.
We work with the parents. We will get them involved.
Okay.
We'll send mass texting. If your kid is graduating this year, please contact us. We'll have a list of everybody who is graduating, high school to middle school to PhD. It doesn't matter. We'll have it all listed. We'll have a nice program, and it works very well. In fact, the crowd that you draw, I remember the last time we had it, thousands of Gambians came to the park. The interaction, there is always enough food, there is the music, and the kids seeing them with their gowns. There is a great feeling.
Absolutely.
Definitely, even for adults, because if you're an old man like me, and you see Victor, who is older than me, with his cap and gown, and say, you know what, I've decided to go back to school and get my PhD.
Yes.
It motivates you to say,
Absolutely.
what, this may not be a bad idea to do. So,
Absolutely.
We just try to motivate each other by feeling, relying on each other's strengths to be able to build a stronger community. Yes.
Absolutely. Victor, it's amazing to listen this kind of achievement. So you in your part, how you involve your members, get them together, get them involved, get them they gotta say, this is not Victor, this shouldn't be only Victor and the board, this should be all of us. How to help them get things done?
As my friend just said, people will not come if they don't find something that is interesting. So you guys, as a leader, you have to create activities and events that people like. Then when they come, they find that, okay, these guys, not only they talk, but also in their action, they are proven leaders. So as they have this program now, we don't have, but it's kind of good benchmark. So I think we will have a scholarship, but it's for college, those who want to go to college. So how did we get it? During our activities, we met a guy who wrote a scholarship for African American in the United States. So we are very lucky to have this guy, and we get information from him, and those who are active members who are if you have your kid or who want to go, who is graduating from high school, going to college. So we give you a lot of, depend on where you want to go, like in your field, in any field that you want to study, you give you information about how to apply, where to apply, and people got scholarship.
Some guidance.
And instead of going for school loan and those things, it will be a burden for you in the future. People get a scholarship and then study easily. So, and beside that, we have a pro bono service for those who are, not everybody who live here as Togolese are legal. People are undocumented. So we thought for them also to be part of the community, to be happy, it's good to help them also be to have their green card. So people have been living here for 20 years, 30 years without a green card.
So in that matter, you just work with some African lawyers or immigrant lawyers?
We have a pro bono organization services with people you might not know. Sometimes even they are even close to your living place, but you don't know.
You don't know.
So we give them we hear them, and we send them to those organizations where they will go and meet lawyers for free, and they will expose their cases, and lawyers now will help them, because sometimes it's lack of information, sometimes it's lack of resources. So sometimes when they go there, that's my case, I have been living here for this number of years, and that's my issue, and lawyers help them build their cases. And that's where people, if you have organization, you don't have paper in the beginning, and later on you just came and you got paper in the next year. Can you imagine how proud, how happy people feel? So scholarship, and we have also health program where we connect with, like we just met Evie, right? So we have some. We connect with organization, no-profit organization, who are promoting health stuff like kidney failure or cancer, and we recommend our people, okay, if you have issue like this for this kind of disease, you can contact this organization so to get help, to get information, and so forth, so on. And I think, like as you said, to respond to your question, is we create programs, activities, and event that people like, and then when they like, they come in, and then they share information. So we spread the word, and then people are getting involved.
Okay. So sometimes you say like it's a lack of information, but is that some fear there? If I'm undocumented, is that can I walk through a lawyer, freely and talking about my case? We tend to see some kind of fairness, right?
Yeah, no, it's what we used to think. Yeah. But in this country, this country is a country of immigration.
Right.
And they know that officially that there are more than 12 million of people living in this country without documents. And they know that even people on the streets, they don't have paper. And because they don't have paper, they don't have good job. If they don't have a good job, they cannot pay the tax. Some people are working without paying the tax, and the United States need taxes, need money to survive. They know that people are living. I think I'm part of those people who think like, let's give them a path of citizenship where they will have paper and work and contribute. Because now they are working under the shadow, and they don't pay the tax. But they are using public services. So who pay for them? It's you and I. It's better to help them also have this paper, this green card, and have a good job and pay tax, and everybody contribute to the development. So and lawyers, pro bono lawyers, they understand. That's why they are there. If you don't know that, you think, if I go and I expose my case to somebody else, I might be deported. It's not true.
No.
You can even live and sleep with in the same house as a policeman. He might know that you don't have paper, but he doesn't have the right to go and tell people that you don't have paper.
Right.
So information is a power. If you don't know, you'll be spinning around, but your pain is, you cannot heal yourself. So I think we help people, and it works. You just go. That's my case. They will never
arrest you.
Never arrest you. Instead, if you have issue, you call them. They will help you.
Absolutely. Mr. Joe, how did a member contribute? So is that a membership? Is that a fee? Is how they come and say, you know what, I want to be part of the GAA? What do you guys ask them first to be a member?
Well, technically, every Gambian in the Metro DC area is a member of the GAA.
Okay.
Because our membership is every Gambian and friend of the Gambia is a member of the GAA. Now, there are requirements where you are required to pay membership dues. The way we have it is a family, that is wife, husband, and all the children who are under the age of, I think, 21. They pay $100. That is the whole household. Now, individually, that is for a year.
Okay.
And individually is $50.
$50 by member, right?
Yes. But again, membership dues has been one of our biggest Achilles heels, because I think Africans are that disciplined in paying membership dues. I don't mean that in a bad way, because it's always like fighting people to pay it. So like as we assistants now, we are trying to figure out very innovative ways of maybe something that would entice people to pay membership dues. But again, just to take this opportunity and state the importance of paying these dues, because the organization survives and it must survive based on funds. We've talked about a lot of stuff that we've done here. for the organization. Those things do not just come out of a vacuum. You know, it has to be, you have to have the funds. Like the biggest challenge that we have is like 2015 was a serious challenge because we lost, unfortunately, a lot of people.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people had serious problems that they would have to come to the organization and would expect help. So the membership dues are investments that you put for later returns, so that when you get in a situation, because this is not Gambia, this is the United States of America, where you fend for yourself. You know, so that when hard times hit you, you can in fact go back and say, you know what, I invested $100 last year. Let me go to those people because I have a problem, and see how they can help. And we work with people like Sophie Cisse, who is our PRO officer who knows a lot of connections all over. And sometimes when whether it is your problems with rent and all these things, he will be able to connect you with agencies that may be able to help you with that. But yeah, we go through membership dues to be able to get there. But
so now you're tackling a very important issue when you say sometimes it's a matter and problem to get people pay their membership. We all know that, right? Yes. So, but the main important things to me and probably to you guys is the lateness.
Yes.
Because whenever you have activities, how do you manage to get African on time?
You see, that's the biggest challenge, and I think Africans, not only Gambians or Senegal, but the whole
Africans
must come to a realization. Now it is becoming harder and harder to find a place to organize events. Because when you say, oh, we want to go till 4 o'clock, they'll tell you, no. 3 o'clock they want to shut down their places. 2 o'clock they want to shut down their places. So and the reason why we always have to go till 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning is because you tell somebody, oh, the party is starting at 10 o'clock. They come at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning.
But Mr. Joe, I have a serious issue about that, because we all have interviews before we work. We're all working here, right? The process of working in the United States is like interview first, and then getting paperwork to be like allowed to work or not. So when we have interviews, I myself come hour before the interview, and we all do the same. So how come we cannot do that when it's about us, when it's about taking care of your community and contributing, participating, when we know that you're paying the room for a certain time?
I think it boils down to respect. Because if you respect your community and respect what you do, then you would treat them with that respect. But for some, the biggest thing that we have as a people, African people, is that what does not affect us directly is not as important to us. So we can always just sidestep it and say, oh, somebody else is going to do it, or somebody. And there is nothing more frustrating than to hear a Ben or a Victor will tell you, oh, you know what? Oh, man, don't worry. Let's not go now. Nobody is going to be there. Now, who is supposed to be? Somebody has to be there first. Why can't you be the first person to go?
To be there.
And this is why we're always late. Everybody assumes that nobody is going to be there on time. So before you know it, we are there at 2 o'clock. And then they come to you and tell you, you know what? We cannot stop at 4 or we cannot stop at 3. Can you go and add an additional time to stay? And every additional hour spent is going to cost you anywhere between $300 to $500 per hour. Wow. Money that could have been used. And you go to Togo, in the streets of Togo, maybe there is a family that is suffering to pay for their kids' school fees. That money could have been used to help that family, or 2 or 3. But now you are spending it to extend a time that could have been avoided. But I think it all boils down to respecting yourself, respecting your community, and the people that you deal with.
And I will add something to what he just said. I think the issue of lateness is a cultural issue. And as long as we don't get rid of that bad part of our culture, we will always be complaining of Africa is not developed. And African communities, even abroad, will not be developed. It's, you know, I know a lot of people here who got fired from their job because of lateness. People miss opportunities because of lateness. people even were scheduled for interview. They got late and the door was shut, and they missed the opportunity. And this is ongoing issue in our community, and I think we have to learn from this country. You know, this country is more than a school. It educates you. This country teach you every day, even sometimes badly. It's a true consequence that we learn here. When you lost your job 1-2 times because of lateness, next time you'll be 10 minutes before the hour. So
absolutely.
And as he said, it's in the Togolese community, it's because people in general say that African time. We have that mentality of saying, okay, even sometimes you are inviting people, you have to say American time to let them know that it's not African time, because African time is maybe minus 2-3 times, or maybe after 2-3 times. So if you say people, you know, nobody will be there, it's African time. That mean what? Africa is negative.
Oh yes.
But if we stop saying African time, we say it's Eastern time, right? We are in the United States. And I think another way to educate people is, in this country, you are late, and you don't participate, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
So if we as a leader, we schedule event or programs, we put the time, by people, those who are late, they miss it. If they miss today, they miss tomorrow, they will learn that, oh, this organization or these people have been changing. But if ourselves, we say, okay, we will put 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., knowing that we will start at 9 p.m., and people who come earlier, they have to be wait for you guys as a leader to come out at 9 p.m. And indirectly, what we say, okay, we give you 7 p.m., but we know that is 9 p.m. And we are educating, you know, action educate people more than word.
Right.
So that means we as ourselves as leaders, we have to learn to be on time.
Absolutely.
And to take our word, when you put time, we follow it. And then when people miss opportunity, when they come and this is not African time, even though we are African, it's not African time. Next time when you give them the time, they will follow it. But sometimes what happened, even leaders, you organize an event, people come and wait for you, and you will be there. And maybe even you are in the bathroom, you are on the phone. That's not a respect. We have to learn how to respect our people, and our people also have to learn from us. As
absolutely,
leaders. Yeah,
absolutely. So take us a little bit to one of the most important activities of your organization, which happened in April.
April 27th is Togolese Independence Day. We celebrate it every year. And last year was one of our big achievements, because we gathered more than 700 people.
Wow!
And we had it. Even Suleiman was there. We had it at a very important place, Martin Luther King Library, and it was our 55th anniversary of our Independence Day. And we want to replicate. We want to do it every year, because that's the most important event that gather Togolese together.
It's going to be an annual event, right?
Yeah, it's annual. Yeah. So on this 27th of April, we are now working hard to make it happen, and hopefully in the next coming days, you guys will get an invitation to participate.
Good.
Wonderful.
Good. Mr. Joe, and the GAA, you have a big event.
Yes.
Every year.
Yes.
And all the community are waiting every year for this event.
Yes.
Because from the cultural part, financial part, sport, and all that, it's just amazing. Tell us about that.
Yes, it is the African Liberation Day. We call it ALD. The Gambian community, like I alluded to earlier, had been here for a very long time. So it started in the 60s, but then they used to organize it with the African American community, like the Stokely Carmichael, who later became Kwame Ture, and all. They used to work with the Gambians to organize the ALD. So it used to be an event where they would have symposiums on issues surrounding Africa, to parties, to cultural events. Then later in the 70s, the Gambians branched off, because then the Gambian community was growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So it became the main reunion of Gambians. And it is one where Gambians from all over the United States, from the Gambia, from Europe, would always converge. And it is a three-day event. This year it's going to be the 27th, 28th, and 29th. The Friday night, we would always have a cultural event, like Gambian cultures, the drumming, the dancing, and all that. Then Saturday, we have a soccer tournament, which is called the Sol Samba Memorial Tournament. Sol Samba was a Gambian soccer player who played for our national team but died. So in 1987, the tournament was named after him. And then at night, there will be another party. Then Sunday, we go to the stadium, and that's where we'll have a final, and we'll also have a cultural event. Then at night again, you have another party. So it's like an event where you go on maybe less than 3 hours sleep for the whole weekend. But it is a great event. We'll have our symposiums. We'll have events that would bring people. It's a great reunion. And to just give you a quick anecdote. In 1987, I was going to school in the Gambia. So I read there was a Gambian newspaper here called Jaliba. So I read it and I saw pictures of the ALD, the processions. I'm like, man, I will have to go to the United States. And then since I came here about almost 22 years now, I've never missed one.
Wow.
Now I am one of those organizing it. But it's a huge event that everybody waits for. And we invite teams. And the Senegalese team has been a partner for a very long time. So, and it brings this rivalry, states, we all come. It's always a very, 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 very great event. Absolutely.
This is why we should be proud to be African. This is why we need to get together. This is why we have to stand up, because the future is not tomorrow. It's just right now. Yes. And we're Africa. And Victor, Mr. Joe, once again, thank you. And I hope you will be on the event this time, and you the same. Get all the guys.
I have
get
to steal
together.
some of his ideas too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So before we leave here, I just want each of you to tell me what you have achieved the most, and what makes you proud about this achievement. We start with you, Victor.
Oh, thank you for starting with me. First of all, it's not easy to organize community in this country because it's a country where time is money.
Right.
For you to spare your time for community, and sometimes there are a lot of frustration. Because at the same time you are using your time, people are using it to go and get to second, third job and make more money than you. So you have to have a passion, a love for what you are doing. And I think our big achievement is to break this barrier among Togolese, because Togolese you see, it's a small country, but we are very divided because of internal political issue in our country.
By the way, this is for all the African, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So, and that small country, we have more than 40 ethnic group. So when people come here, they want to belong in their ethnic, and they want to belong to be part of their political. So people, they just smile to each other, but they don't connect. So this achievement is to break this barrier, to say, okay, we are. Either you are from this part of the country, or you are in the part of this political organization, or either you are neutral. We are all Togolese, and we have to work together. So to bring people together, and we started in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Now to spread the word, and to have people in California, in New York, in Texas, everywhere to be part of it is a big achievement, because even our political leaders are not able to put Togolese together.
Absolutely.
So today you can see in our organization people who are very, very in favor of the current government in our country, and you see also those who are opposed. But when we come to the organization, you have to be non-political. We don't talk political.
Absolutely.
We come, and there's no religion barrier. You can be Muslim, you can be Christian, you might not even believe in God. But we are brothers and sisters, and even in Togo, in Benin, in Senegal, we have to have this mentality of bringing also Africa together without any taboo. Is that anything that you will say, okay, they are like this, they are like this. We have to break down all this gun, all this barrier, all these things that block us to move forward. That's
Thank you.
our achievement.
Thank you. West Africa, South Africa, North and East. We need to stop that. What about you?
It's similar. I think the greatest achievement is the ability to be able to build an organization that has become very vibrant, one that is responsive to the needs and aspirations of your people. Because you can talk about everything that you've done, but unless it is through an organized entity, it means nothing. So the greatest achievement is building the Gambian American Association to where now it is considered one of the premier organizations in the diaspora, the Gambian diaspora, and that has given us the opportunity to work together and achieve a lot. And what made that happen is for everybody. Like there is a great Chinese proverb that says that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
Yep.
You may have missed an opportunity to do something great, but that should not stop you from saying, you know what, oh, I've missed it. You have the opportunity to work now to make it great. So to us, I think the greater achievement is to be able to build that organization that has now become so vibrant to the extent that you can walk away from it and it will still stand strong.
Thank you.
Definitely.
And what's your last word to our viewers?
Well, I just want to thank you also very much of all the viewership and Mr. Ben and the whole crew for making this opportunity available to us. And I also want to call on people to support this initiative, because this is a great thing for Africa, where a platform is provided where we can come and not talk about hating this person, hating that person, killing this person, Africa is this, Africa is that, but something that uplifts our communities, and I think is a great opportunity. So we thank you, and again we want to call on everybody to support. If you're a sponsor, I don't know whether they do sponsorship, but contact them and sponsor. Absolutely. Because this is us. Let's make it work, because we are one people, we are an African. You cannot, we are the greatest people in the world. I don't care what anybody says. Like I say, Gambia is the greatest country in the world, but Africans are the greatest people in the world, and we are unique because of our greatness, our rich culture, and our connectivity. So let's make this thing work and have happen. Thank you.
Victor, what's your last word to our many viewers?
I will say the same thing as Joe said. This is a podium, a new initiative that we have to support. Everybody should take it as his own project, and so we have to contribute, because whoever control communication, information, control the world.
Yep. And
if ourselves, we have this opportunity to talk about who we are and what we intend to do, we should support it, because foreign media, when they go to Africa, they will come with negative information and they spread it. That's why when people meet you on the street, they will say, oh, I hear that in your country people sleeping on the street, because it's what they learn. We should not blame them. Is what media. That's why information is very, very important. And I think to Togolese community and those who are not yet part of what we are doing, I'm inviting them to get connected, to be part of what we are doing, because together we are stronger and we are more respected by others. And together we can achieve a lot of stuff, because when we stay individually in our groups, we miss a lot of opportunities. And this country, as if you are connected, you got the right information. And American dream is not that far as we think. It's just beside us. We just need to get organized. There are a lot of opportunities in this country. But we will get into those opportunities when we are together. So, guys, congratulations for your good job, and I'm inviting everybody to support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Joe. Thank you, Mr. Victor. It was a pleasure to have you here as a young leader, a young African communities leader. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your service to the community and your time. And once again, thank you to our viewers, to our many, many viewers around the world. This was the African TV and African Diaspora TV show hosted by Ben Jeju. And if you want to follow us, you can do it on www.africantv.rtv rtvafrica@gmail.com, or you follow us, you email us at rtvafrica@gmail.com. It was a pleasure to always bring you this kind of show to you, and I give you say you thank you, and see you next time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.